What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mekhi back in the building. Feel me? Now, today we have a Michael Jordan and LeBron video today. It's 23 teammates of LeBron and Jordan pick who's better between the two. If you guys hear background noise, that's my mom and my sister in the kitchen. They cooking right now, so just bear with me. But if you guys enjoy what I be doing, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Recommend some videos you guys want me to see in the future. I check all y'all comments. I respond to as much as I possibly can. So you ain't got to worry about me not responding to nothing, because I do be looking at y'all comments. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video, man.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm back with another video. This time we're going to look at 23 different NBA players who play with LeBron James or Michael Jordan and get their opinion on who's the greatest player of all time. And obviously for this video, I couldn't choose every player, as not every teammate has given their opinion on who they think is better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So without wasting any more time, let's see what these 23 players have to say about the GOAT debate.
That's been a big debate for a while now.
No question.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body of work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body of work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18? Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked.
Mike has not been injured one time. Let's get that out the way. Michael Jordan has dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, but it wasn't such a major injury to the point where he's like, okay, I'm not playing. I know he's had tendonitis. I know he's had something with his wrist. He had something with his wrist in his career. Michael Jordan has had some injuries, and especially, I'm counting the Wizards years too. Meniscus, broken ribs. Like, he's had injuries in his career, but it just wasn't so big to where he had to have off significant time, except for the meniscus, for the surgery, and for the broken foot. But that's just about it. But he's had injuries now.
Anything, but only he asked for respect and money. As far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50.
That I don't agree with. I think Jordan would probably average maybe, like in his prime, like when Jordan was averaging, 37, he probably averaged about 40, maybe close to 45, but he's not averaging 50.
He averaged 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played, with Kobe, Magic, Kareem, but Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT.
I get asked all the time about, MJ, LeBron, and it's such a difficult question to ask. All I know is they're the two best players that I've ever witnessed. They're very different, but however you want to rank them, they're right there together.
Who the GOAT? Michael Jordan. Okay, listen, and this is LeBron is one of my good friends. I have so much respect for what he's doing now, what he's done, and what he would eventually do, because he's not done yet. So it's definitely, I'm going to say this, it would definitely be an argument that would need to be had. If LeBron James end up the #1 scorer of all time, top 5 in assists and top 5 in rebounds, and have 4 or 5, 6 championships, you cannot do nothing but have the conversation of who's the greatest of all time.
The conversation's already happening.
Well, the conversation has been happening, but it's not good. LeBron's still playing. It's hard to have that conversation about the greatest of all time when a man is still putting on his jersey, right? But when he's done, his lineup, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on. I come from a Jordan era. I am biased, and I'm going to be a bias to the day I pass away. Michael Jordan will be my GOAT.
I always loved you. I love you even more.
No, he would be my GOAT, but that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. LeBron is amazing, but Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I play basketball because of Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever put on shoes and play in our game. No doubt about it. I'm always asked about questions to compare him to LeBron. I try to make the best of it.
You try to make the best of it.
I've tried to make the best of it, but really the comparison shouldn't ever be made. They both play 2 different positions, and there's no game that I would ever play in and pick LeBron James over Michael Jordan.
But without question, I want to say this about both. LeBron James is this generation's best player, and I think Jordan was clearly that generation's best player. Now, who's the best? I think I'm biased. I would say Michael Jordan, just because mentally what he was able to do, and I knew him. Michael Jordan is not going to back away from any level of competition or any player that comes up. I think LeBron James would meet the challenge because he will pose some problems for a player like a Jordan, any player, because he's 6'8", 260. But I would have loved to seen the matchup. But I'm going to say Michael Jordan without question.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Ooh.
You get one.
LeBron or Mike?
You get one, CB. I'm not talking about who you play. You get one on your team.
What am I picking for? It depends on what I'm picking for.
Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. You get one. You get one, Chris.
I get one. I mean, guys, why y'all gonna put me on the spot like that?
Come on, man. This is what we do. This is barbershop, CB. This is what we do.
Look, I'm gonna go with Bron.
Okay.
One, because that's my guy. I played with him. He's given me many assists and many open shots. A lot of those pocket passes, pick and roll to the basket. He's responsible for a nice portion of my points that I got in Miami. So I'm gonna go with my guy. You know what I mean? But I only say that because I know what he brings to the table. We know what MJ brings as well. But just as far as like being a teammate, having fun, going out there on the court, distributing the ball.
It's about damn time. Listen, I've been telling him for years. I said, listen, man, you the best player. You the best player ever that's played this game. You gotta start talking. I know you the nice guy, and you don't want you want to make everyone happy, but you gotta talk the talk. You walk the walk.
No. Don't do that. The greatest players don't go out and say, I'm the greatest player of all time. The greatest players show that they're the greatest players of all time. They don't go out there and just start talking off and say, oh, I'm the greatest player of all time. If somebody came in, right? Let's say that we're in like a studio, a music studio, and a rapper comes in and he's like, oh, I'm the greatest rapper of all time. Everybody's gonna look at him like, what? You know what I'm saying? I feel like in order to get the message to people, it's not what you say, it's what you do. It's what you do.
You want to dunk on guys and block shots and all that stuff, you got to let them know. Put some respect on your name. And that made me so happy when he said that to Rachel Nichols when she interviewed him, because it's the truth. Every time he just pressure on him, he makes something happen. And then there's another stat that comes out that he's not a part of, and he makes it happen. So he keeps, every time we give him a challenge, he just looks at it and takes it on and makes greatness out of it. So I'm glad he said about time.
Kobe Bryant couldn't fill, or Michael Jordan fill LeBron's shoes. The impact that he's had with different teammates, different organizations.
Would you be mad at me if I just walked off the show?
You can't leave.
Hey,
Any other circumstance.
Are you aware that this man has tripled and doubled Michael Jordan in assists?
I'm gonna say,
make other players better now.
I'm gonna say one thing to you, and Max. I don't know the numbers like you do. Michael Jordan is what in the finals? 6 and what?
Oh.
And what is LeBron in the finals? That's all I gotta say.
Is he better than? And okay, let's talk about that for a second. I hate the fact that people say, "Oh, that's the one thing that Jordan fans run to when we start talking about who's the greatest." That we always run to the 6-0 in the finals. That's why we play the game. That's why NBA players who want to be great and who want to aspire to be the greatest, or be on that that palette of the greatest player of all time. That's what they do. That's what they play for, to win championships. They want to win championships. That's why Kobe played. That's why LeBron plays. That's why Jordan played when he was in the game and he was playing. He was to win championships. That's why we're playing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the love of the game and all that other stuff, but these players are playing to win championships. So if you're at the highest stage, and every single time you went to the highest stage, you did not lose, why are we downplaying that? Is it because people feel watered down because we've said it so many times? Is that why? It just sounds watered down when we say it. But it's incredible if you really think about it. The man has a perfect record in the NBA Finals.
Michael Jordan, speaking of history.
No. You've really gotten good at going for the headlines. Are you impressed by this?
Wow. Well, no, that's what I mean. Look, we got Kyrie Irving here. He played with
LeBron
LeBron
James. Debate. It is never
a constant debate. Has he reached that
No, I would say that he's on his own lane, man.
Can he do something where you would go, now I would look at him as the best player?
No, I think he certainly, just off the cuff, he's certainly the top 5 of all times. But playing against him and MJ, I think for me it's MJ all day long, only because how I played against him, and MJ just had everything, from mid-range to 3-point to post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. LeBron is dominant.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, growing up, obviously, I got the jersey tatted on my stomach. Like, MJ was the greatest of all time, in my opinion, up until 2 years ago. And I was with Rayon by far. But the last couple years, at 33 years old, averaging the triple-double a whole month, walking into the playoffs. I mean, just hit 31,000 points the other day, hit 30,000 points earlier this year. 8,000 rebounds, 8,000 assists. It's insane, bro. Like, I mean, how far do we have? Like, what more do we have to keep going as far as whether it's numbers or just ability? Like, at what point do we just say?
As the debate,
you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Listen, the stats are cool. He has this many points, this many assists, this many. What is he doing? What is he doing to win? What is he doing to win? If you're not winning, forget your stats. Forget your stats. If you're not winning, but you're sitting here averaging these up, that's why they criticized MJ back then, because he was averaging all these points. He was, scoring 50 points a game, but he wasn't winning. And they would criticize MJ for that. So I'm going to do the same thing with Bron. You got all these points, these assists and stats, but you're not winning. You're not winning. Bron has not won a championship since 2020. Bron has not even been in the finals since 2020. Bron has not, I'm going to just let the video keep playing.
for you, Richard?
Well, I think it's always hard to do this debate before an individual's career is over unless the individual has surpassed that person, right? And so I think it is difficult because we see LeBron every single year he adds something else, whether it's an assist title, being the best player on the best team in the Western Conference, something that he had never done before. So it's is he gaining ground? Yes. That's obviously if Michael Jordan is at the mountaintop, every accomplishment, and it doesn't have to be scoring titles, it could be assist titles, it could be, little bitty things that closes that gap between him and MJ, but it is very, very close.
So, Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan. Michael Jordan was a killer. I'm not knocking that, but when we talk about LeBron James, he's the best all-around basketball player I ever laid my eyes on, and that's why I got him as the GOAT, Greeny. Yeah. And by the way, those two guys, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, by the way, he passed both of those guys on the all-time scoring list.
Can you believe skinny little Michael is Michael Jordan? And I was like, yeah, because I'd been around since 1982. And to see him become what everybody models themselves after. And I'd gone years of saying, he was the best in the 90s, Dr. J, Oscar Robertson. I just had to admit it. I'm not going to get to do this again. He was the greatest basketball player in the NBA history. And I don't know if anybody is going to even come close.
MJ, I'm from North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. We went to the University of North Carolina. I'm going with my guy. And I really believe it. I mean, LeBron is great, but Michael Jordan is the greatest.
I want to hear from you because you played against both of them. And Jordan was still, his last 3 years with the Bulls when you played against him, right? So both of them kind of in their primes or at their best. Talk about what it was like to go up against both of them, like the differences you see.
Well, I think for me, Michael Jordan was a killer. It didn't matter. He wanted to come in and kill you. When I remember my first game playing him in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. he dropped 48 and 3/4 and wouldn't sit down and watch the rest of the game.
For the record,
you weren't chopped liver.
you were going to be the next Jordan, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So there was.
And he squelled that right away,
Thank
just
you.
like that. He may be, but not tonight. So I think from LeBron's standpoint, the first time I played against him, I was a little older. I think it maybe just been a little more respect factor. I was able to do more against him even when he was in his prime, 5 or 6 years in the league. But he's unbelievable talent. I mean, I take either one of them any day. But in my mind, as far as just a straight killer mentality, is Michael Jordan.
MJ's the GOAT, just out of respect. But my generation is LeBron. So I mean, you can take that how you want to take it.
Eddie, would LeBron pass Jordan with a title this year?
Knock it off.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you don't stop it,
Next question. Next question.
Right,
Let's
if
change
you
the
don't stop
subject.
it, we should, because this is ridiculous.
Thank
that
you.
we even talking about this. Not to take away from LeBron's greatness.
Well, you taking away from
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
This man played with
Not
LeBron
taking
James.
away from LeBron's greatness. As great as he is, and for this era, could have played in any era and still been great. But we talking about Michael Jordan. Whenever you have all of your peers, you have your peers that play with you. You have the greats and then the future greats, all saying Jordan is the best. I mean, that's saying it's not even an argument.
Kareem ain't say it.
What you
Bill
mean, Kareem?
Russell ain't say it.
No, they
How do you
don't.
know?
They
You
don't know what
they
it
might
is.
not
They
have
know.
said
They
it.
know
Yeah.
it. They know it for sure. They
That's
know
not
for a
his
fact.
views,
Michael from 80s and 90s or LeBron from 2000 or 2010s. You can't just say one was the better than the other.
And now for the end of the video, we have 4 more players. The first player being NBA veteran Udonis Haslem, who indirectly called Jordan the GOAT when he said he would fight him if Jordan ever talked trash to him. The next player we have is Brandon Haywood, who played with both Jordan and LeBron, and he
6 rings, 6 MVPs. The guy has 2 different three-peats and has never been to a Game 7. He was the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. I played with both of them, and what LeBron has slowly but surely turned into from a confident standpoint. MJ was that the first time he walked in the league.
Jordan is the GOAT. He has 6 MVPs, 6 championships, he 3-peated twice, and he's never been to a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Next up, we have Scott Williams, who once again played with both Jordan and LeBron James.
Knock on the one that you say is not the GOAT. I don't really like to get into that game. I've been forced into that corner where I've had to make that choice a few times, and I will say Michael is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. From being in the locker room with both of them, but I didn't get LeBron at the top of his.
In his personal opinion, he hates these debates, and he hates choosing a GOAT. But if he was forced to choose one, he would take Jordan over LeBron James as the greatest player of all time. And the last player we have is Larry Hughes, who once again played with both Jordan and LeBron James, Jordan on the Wizards, and LeBron on the Cavs.
MJ is the greatest basketball player of all time in my eyes. If we look at the Jumpman symbol, LeBron is right there on his shoe. That's really how I look at it. He's not too far behind. If I had to answer, then I'd say MJ, but I'm never going to discredit what LeBron is doing. It's just a different time. I give credit where it's due.
Larry Hughes said Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron James, he's not far behind, and you have to credit LeBron for all he's done. So that right there was 23 NBA players who play with Jordan or LeBron James.
I'm really glad that they did not, these guys did not say, oh, these are 2 different eras, or even just bring up era. Era does have a factor into who's the greatest, but it doesn't really have that big of a factor. The reason why I say that is because, when people start talking about eras, it's only to level this player up and discredit this one, and they've been doing that. They're starting to do that with Michael. They used to not do that with Michael when LeBron was younger, back in the early 2010s. They was not doing that with Michael. They wasn't saying, oh, Michael Jordan's era was weak. They wasn't really saying that much until time passed on. And pretty soon, they're going to say that about LeBron too. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say that LeBron's era was weak and LeBron's era wasn't that good, because we're going to end up getting better and better and better as the league progresses in time. Because as you can see, people are saying that the 80s was weak. People were saying that, anything past the 80s, it's weak. Now they're saying that the 90s is weak. Pretty soon they're going to say the 2000s is weak. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like to really talk about eras that much, because quite frankly, it's all about just putting the other person down to let this other person rise. So I try to shy away from that, talk about it just a little bit, but I mean, yeah. I mean, me personally, you already know my pick. I'm going with Michael Jordan. I'm going with Michael Jordan. So it's just, that's the best player that I've ever seen. Even though I've never actually seen him play live, that's the best player that I've ever seen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's going to conclude this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what videos you guys want me to see in the future. And until next time, man.